Hey, this is your boy Alvin, and welcome to another episode of So Says Alvin. Well, I am back. I know I've been away for about 3 weeks or so since I've last talked to you, but there has been so much going on. And like I said in one of my Facebook posts, I do have a lot to say, but I'm telling you, it's been coming so fast and at a pace that has been affecting me like emotionally. I thought, wait a minute, I need to sit back and come back with a show that I can at least give you guys from a very deep, honest, and transparent perspective. So first and foremost, I'm going to start it off on a high note, and I want to say congratulations to all of the 2020 graduates. I know to many of you, especially who are in high school, you look at this, some of you may think, oh my God, we didn't have a good year. This wasn't gonna, I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life. Well, first and foremost, if you are saying that, I hope that you remember this year for the rest of your life, because this will be a year that no one can ever say that they've had. But if many of you are like me, I know I wanted to go to my graduation. I know that I wanted to go to my prom. I just remember all the excitement around all of that. But at the end of the day, you have done what you had to do to get what you had to get so that you can move on in this world. And for many of you, you're at that age where you can vote and you can now make a difference. But I want to say congratulations to all of you. I also want to take a moment on the eve of my birthday to say a salute to all of the Geminis out there. I do have a Gemini tribe. And if any of you have been following me on Facebook or IG, at King and I Productions on IG, or my King and I Productions on Facebook, or even my Alvin B. King, you know that I do celebrate my birthday, and I have been. And like I said, on the eve of my birthday, I'm just happy to be here to see another day. So let me jump right into it. Many of you, like me, on May the 25th, saw a white man put his knee in the neck of a black man for nearly 9 minutes. And we watched that black man, Mr. George Floyd. We watched him die on TV. Again, let me just say one more time, we watched a white man, a policeman, put his knee in the neck of a unarmed black man who was captured. He was a suspect of having a counterfeit $20 bill. He was handcuffed. And those 3 words he uttered from his mouth, "I can't breathe," will remain in our minds and our hearts for the rest of our lives in 2020. But what that did to me, when I saw it, it just made me reflect on all the times that I have had to face racism. I mean, racism in my job, racism coming from the gym, racism on the elevator, racism in a department store. And it just built up so much rage in me, and all I could say is enough is enough. And I am so glad that all of us are out front now telling these racist white people that we will not take it anymore. And I'm only talking to the racist white people, because I have quite a few white friends and associates that are not racist. And I know that they believe in the Black Lives Matter movement, because they believe in Black lives. They believe in all lives matter. And I want to give a special shout out to, I cannot name all of the names because there are a lot of names that have been killed by police, that have been basically slaughtered by police officers, and nothing has been done. There has been no change. I was born in 1959. So at 6 years old, I didn't, I'm living in Washington, D.C. I'm looking at my brothers come home. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on out in the street, but, I look up one day and we got a new toaster. I'm like, whoa, we got a new toaster in the house. And then I look up and we got a new TV. Unbeknownst to me, that was a riot going on based on one of our great leaders, Dr. Martin Luther King, who had been killed. I had no clue of what was going on. But what was going on was happening 50 years ago of African Americans saying we need to be treated equally. We need to be treated fairly. We are not somebody that you can just cast aside and not give us our rights. And so here we are, 50 years later, and we are saying we have had enough. You will not treat us like that anymore. You will not say that to us anymore. There needs to be laws in place that protect us like they protect you white people, racist white people, elitist white people who look down on black people, who think that black people are beneath them. I am talking solely to you. So this is a cry right now that's going on. And for some of you, white people, racist white people, you are saying that, black people are angry, they're looting, they're stealing, they're tearing up stuff, and they're just out of control. Yeah, they are. But there's a reason behind that. Now, I'm not saying that I will go out and loot, but I'm certainly not going to say that they're wrong for doing what they're doing. And I'm here to tell you right now, racist white people, this is only the beginning. Some of you, in 2016, when Donald Trump went into office, some of you said, whoo, Lord have mercy, we gonna get him now. But we all know that everything that happens in the dark will come in the light. And right now, the Black Lives Matter movement, is now in the light. So, as I reflect, like I said, on the things that have happened to me, how I was treated on my job, and how I was just overlooked for positions, and I saw them going to my white colleague. I've been in situations where, I had a white boss, and all of a sudden he hired me because he thought I was the best of the best. And then when I got in my position, he started feeling threatened by me. And so he started treating me unfairly. And the bad part about that was just watching how management knew what he was doing. And yet they let it go. Now me, I'm not feeling like I'm a victim at all, because I'm a resilient black man. I didn't grow up in a home where you had to, I didn't grow up in a home where you didn't have to fight. Okay. I came from a home that was, when I tell you dysfunctional, it was extremely dysfunctional. My dad didn't like me. He did not like me. And so just being in a situation like that, you learn the art of rejection. You learn how to move past, certain things. But when we're talking about racism, and we're talking about it in your job when you become an adult, it is a very hard thing to deal with. And so I'm going to move on and say to everyone who is involved in this Black Lives Matter movement, keep Black Lives Matter movement. I'm telling you, keep on doing what you're doing. Now, I want to speak also right now to my black brothers and sisters, my African American brothers and sisters. 2020 was really, really hard for us. Okay? And not that we didn't, in 2019, we had our hands up and we said, when 2020 comes, it's going to be better. And we're just going to make this the best year that we possibly can. Well, God had another plan. And first and foremost, for many of us, when 2020 came in, Kobe Bryant was killed. To many of us, Kobe Bryant was like President Obama. And if that didn't snatch our hearts out in the beginning, I don't know of 2020. I don't know what did. And then the pandemic hit. Here we are in a pandemic with this coronavirus, not knowing where it's coming. And then we're told, oh, and it's hitting the African American community harder than it's hitting other people. There's another blow. Then we're losing our jobs. We're not working. We're having to figure out how we're going to make do for our family. People, these are things that are truly affecting us. Then we have this police brutality where, again, we see a black man killed right before our eyes. We watched a knee placed on his neck for nearly 9 minutes. And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, well, let's just fire them. Oh, and let me go back to the Ahmaud Arbery, who was jogging, okay, in February. But we didn't hear about it until March or April. Come on, people. All of those things were just hitting us at a pace and speed that it has really affected us emotionally. So what I want to say to all of you black people, please get some help. Get some help. There are many of us who walk around here who says that, you don't believe in therapy. You don't believe in talking to people. You don't need no doctor. You got it all under control. Well, I'm going to tell you, you might want to think differently about that, because getting the help that you need to get your mind right is also going to aid you in this Black Lives Matter movement. We have to be strategic. We have to be steadfast. We have to, when we walk up there to talk about what we need to talk about, we need to talk about it in a way that gets our point across without violence. And sometimes in order to do that, you have to have an inner peace with where you are. And I think with all of this turmoil that is happening to us, and it is affecting us, and we have to get help. You have to figure out how you can get help so you can take care of your mind, your body, and your soul. Please don't underestimate what I'm saying to you. I'm trying to say it to you in a way that, oh my God, I'm saying basically you need to find out how you can get some help so you can talk to someone. Because many of us, as they do these phased openings, we are going back to work. So you are taking that attitude that you have gotten over these last 4 months, or, well, let's say 2 months, let's say just over the last 3 weeks, you are taking that back into the office. And see, you already being treated unfairly in the office. So now we're getting ready to go back. And you need to have a plan mentally how you're going to deal with some of the racist white people that are still there. Just because we're in this Black Lives Matter movement, don't think that they're not there. Just like we have a movement, trust and believe. They have a movement too. And that movement is typically and usually to hold you back. But you got to go in there with a plan. And I'm asking, I think it is imperative that when you go in there, that you go in there after you've decided you're going to talk to somebody and get your point across. And while we're talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and equality, I also want to give a big shout out today on the eve of my birthday to the Supreme Court rules that the existing civil rights law protecting the LGBT community in the workforce was passed today on June the 15th. And I am so proud. I am so happy. And that was a 6-3 vote in the in the judicial system where that took place. So it's a historic day, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I'm going to get out of here. This is my So Says Alvin for today. I hope I helped somebody, because believe me, we are in some troubled times, but these times are good. Because if there was ever a time to speak up, speak out, and get something done, that time is right now, ladies and gentlemen. So again, thank you for coming in today for my So Says Alvin. I really do appreciate you. It feels good to be back. And in closing, I just want to say, tell somebody that you love them. Tell them that you love them, because no one might be able to hear that again. Tell someone that you love them, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day. Bye.